Hello everyone, this is Mona with Rock City Tumblers, and I was going to do a quick tutorial today to cover Airtable and how to use Airtable to make forms like order forms or entry forms. So what you see on the screen is Airtable. This is a cloud-based software. It's more like a website, airtable.com. And what you can do with it is you can create different, almost like spreadsheets. They call them workspaces, so that you can keep track of things. And the beauty about Airtable is it is online and cloud-based, and they have an app that you can access it from anywhere, and it updates real time. So we'll go into an example that I made. So let's see here. Like here's an epoxy cost comparison table that I made. So I started with a template on this one, but I edited my own and made my own columns. You can see here name, the quantity of the product, the price, estimated shipping, etc. So that I can break down things on a micro level so that I can try to figure out what product is the best. So this is more of a personal use for Airtable, but we are wanting to look at how to do forms. So I have a very rough Facebook Live on Airtable and how I use it to create my order forms, or my order tracker, excuse me. So you can see here, this is Rock City Tumblers. So this is my order tracker. So this is the description of the tumbler, the customer name, the tumbler type, what's the status of it, where did I get the order from, the date, all of that good stuff. The price, you can see it totals at the bottom for me. And so what's so great about this is that you can make drop downs so that you can pick what you have in your inventory without having to type it in each field every time. And that's going to come in handy when you make a form. So what we are going to do today is we are going to take this spreadsheet here for my order tracker, and we're going to turn this into a form. Okay, so how I'm going to do that, and this form will be able to fill out by a customer. Say I'm at a trade show, or I'm out and I want my customer to fill this out. I could have my iPad, or I could send them a link to this. So we're going to make a form. And the beauty about the forms is that you don't have to have every one of these fields. You can just have certain fields that you need them to fill out, and that way it gets put on your list, your this tracker. So how to create a form is I'm going to come up here to where it says incomplete orders, and I want to create a view. So this view that I want to create is called form. So right now it's taking every column that I had in the other view in that spreadsheet, and it's put it into the form. So if I don't want like the form to have sale/order, because that's just kind of not customer friendly, I can edit each one of these. So we're going to say description of Tumblr. Please So here, I'm going to rename this to your name. And then the Tumbler type, I'm going to say type insights. Does the curve have two bars? So we can check, because this was a predetermined field, we can pick so that they can see a drop down, or can they see a list? And then I could even limit. So like if I know that I rarely do stainless steel vases, I can take that out. So I don't have very many of those. So you can see I can pick, so I'm not limiting my other screen, my other spreadsheet, I'm just limiting the form. So when they come to the form, they will be able to only pick from this. So I want to make this required. I'm going to make all of these required. And if you have the upgraded version of Airtable, so here we can add a logo and even a cover image. This is only available in the paid upgraded version, so I'm not going to even mess with that right now. So we have our so the description of the tumbler, their name, what tumbler size I'd like to select. So this progress is just for me, so I don't want them to see that. So I'm going to hide it so that way it's not on theirs. Order origin. So this is a field that says, was it from a live sale, Facebook personal? So this one is kind of for me as well, so I'm going to just hide that one. And as you're hiding them, you can see that they populate over here on the left, so that if you need to add them back, you can. So the date ordered, we're going to leave that. I'm going to take out this date promised to ship. These prices. If I'm not ready for payment just yet, I might take out this. We can leave this little note section in here if they want to talk to us about anything. We could leave this yes or no prepaid. We're going to take that out. Since it hasn't been made yet, there's no shipping number or tracking number. This is good. I can get their email address. Right, this one. So we'll make that one required. So they have to have a phone number before they can submit it. And they don't need to see the SKU number. And I have the paid version, so I can turn off this Airtable branding. And I'm not sure if this is a paid version feature, but I can send them to my website. After they submit. Or if you undo this, then you can say thank you for submitting the form. Mona will be in touch with you to get more details about the order or something like that down here where it says show this message. Just whatever personalized message you would like. Okay, so we have our form. It's real short, simple. So if you want to see the form in action, you can click this open form. And it opens a window so that you can see this is what your customers will see. Please fill out the form below to begin your customized order. So here's a description of the tumbler. We want to do a zombie blood tumbler with holographic glitter for Rob Zombie. And he wants the big one, the 40 ounce. And today he ordered it. Lots of blood. And brains. Brains are always good for tumblers. And this is email address. And so he can check it and make sure the order's good and then hit submit. Then he gets that message. Because I took that off, if I had put the rerouting to my website, then it wouldn't even have shown this. It would have gone to my website. So he's done. He has entered his order. So I don't know if that one actually went through. Let's go see. So I'm going to change my view over here to my incomplete orders view. And I'm guessing it would come in at the bottom. Yep, there we go, guys. So see how the form populated in my sales list. So then I can come in and update the fields that I did not have my form fill out. So so that's how you would do a form. So let's review this so we can do one maybe from scratch. All right, so to get back to your Airtable home, you hit this little square up here. And let's see here. We can start from a template if we want to. So what I'd use is called Lemonade Stand. That's the one that I like for tumbler and craft tracking. So I'm going to select this one. And I'm going to use the template. So then I'm going to tailor this template to what I want it to be. So here is that. So I can rename it. I can change the color. I can rename it to Simple Order Tracker. You want it to be a little star. Alright, so see, I've now renamed it. So when I go into it, this is the base description. This pops up the first time you enter it. You can edit the base description or you can just ignore it. So you can see this has 3 different spreadsheets inside of it. There's a sales, suppliers, and an inventory list. So if you don't want one of these, you can click on this little arrow and delete it. Okay, so we're gonna, and if you want to add more, you click on this plus and it'll add a blank one. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the sales one. We're gonna alter it to make it a quick little Tumblr tracker. Let's see here. We want this to be it's a single line of text. I'm going to delete these. I'm just right clicking and deleting. So this one I want to do my customer name, single line of text, customer name. I don't want a time, but I do want a Tumblr size. So we're going to click on that little arrow and change it to a single select field. We're going to call it Tumblr size. And then we can add our Tumblr 20-ounce skinny, regular, 20-ounce skinny. Baby bottle. Blue. Alright, so you can see how you can keep adding all of your inventory that you have available that you want to track. So let's save. So that went from a time field to Tumblr size. So you can say, so this is currency, and this is, do you want it with cents? Do you want it double zeros after the decimal? That's fine. We're going to call this order price. Method of payment, we'll leave that. See what's all in here. Cash, barter for candy, I don't want that one. So I'm going to hit that and just remove that option. So I only take cash and PayPal. So now whenever I fill out this field, those are my 2 options. So I have a notes field. If I want to add something, I just right click up here and I can insert a column to the left or the right of this field. So I'm going to insert on the left. And I want this field to be a phone number. So here I'm going to look down and see if I can find phone number. There we go. I'm just going to call it phone. So you're getting the picture. So you can have just all sorts of columns to help you decide what you want. You could have a column for what font did you use when you designed it. So design notes maybe. Let's see. You can have, how about So when we go to make our form here in just a second, if they enter a decal, they can put what name they want on the decal. So how about something like, I'm going to insert another one. It's going to be date field. We're going to call this one due date. And that's the kind of format that I like. Okay, so you can see you can add all sorts of things. You can have glitter colors. You can have all sorts of drop downs where they have to pick 2 glitter colors for an ombre, things like that. Okay, so I'm going to rename this whole tab here to order tracker. Okay, so I have this. So I have a brand new sample order tracker for my Tumblr business. And I'm going to click on this site here that says main view. And I'm going to come to form and create a form. And so here we are back to our form. So we can take out things that we don't want them to see. We can add. It's required. So put your name. The first and last name because, you know, Mary's not enough information. Tumbler size. Please select. You can see. And I can even put the direct link to it. I don't think that's it, but if you wanted to. We're going to pick a list, and we're going to let all those. Now let's take the baby bottle off. We don't like the baby bottles just yet. We don't have a lot of those in stock, so we don't really want to see them. We can add them when we get them back in our stock. This is required, so I click the required. Quarter price. So we'll add a little description of this. Price. You can make this one required. Method of payment. So say I'm at a trade show and I'm taking orders and they're paying as they go. This is required. Due date. So if they don't give me a due date, then they're going to leave that blank. And so we don't want to make that one required. So here's design notes. So that one's just for me. That would be where I put fonts or colors or glitter. So I'm going to hide that one. And then here's some notes. So this might confuse them, but so you can take that one out or put a better description as to what you're looking for. So I'm going to take that one out as well. Alright, so here is our so you can see you would you put whatever verbiage you would want there. Okay, and so all of this saves real time. So I'm not having to go up here and hit save, So if we want to see what the form looks like, we can open the form. So let's fill this out. So what do we want to make? We want to make a tumbler with flames and tire treads. Is that how you spell treads? And so Vin Diesel wants to get The Rock a tumbler. Is ordering it. And he wants to get him a big one, 30 ounce. And you can see here it would take him to my website to see what tumbler sizes these are and photos if he needed to. So he and I talked at the trade show, and because he's such a good friend of mine, I'm going to give him a discount. So it's only $25. So he's gone ahead and put that in there to remind me that's $25, and he paid me cash. That's Vin Diesel's phone number. And so he wants Dwayne because they're on a first name basis. Alright, and he needs this before the movie opens. So we're going to say by next week. Right, so he would hit submit. Okay, so it says thank you for submitting the form. I did not add a personalized message, so that's why it's just real generic. So let's go back to our sample order tracker and see if it populated. So I'm going to change my view to the main view, and I can rename that view if I need to. And there it is. So see how the form populated? And so if I already know what color, like maybe I had some color swatches at the trade show and he picked out then I can go ahead and put the color of glitter in there, because you know Dwayne wants glitter on his tumbler. And then there's your any notes for me, rush, things like that. So that's how you make a form. So we've made forms for entries for contests. So you would have to have a different spreadsheet for that. You wouldn't make a form for a contest that went into your order form. So you would just come back here, make a whole new database, and you just start from blank if you want. Start from scratch. We can call this my contest. So here's my contest. So I'm going to call this entries received. Name. I'm going to insert mailing address. See if there's an address field. I feel like there was. I'm not seeing it here, so we're just going to put single line of text. We want a phone number. And then whatever, let's see. Where'd you hear about us? We can make it a single select. Get some Facebook, YouTube, friends, YouTube, Google search. You get the idea. And then we want an email address, and then we'll make the form. So this one is definitely an email. Save. So all this is saving as I'm doing it, so I don't have to go and hit save all the time. So we're going to come up here to grid view. We want to make a form. We're going to call this giveaway. So I would make a new table for every contest that I do. So this is a great way to get people's email addresses so that you can make a mailing list. So the name is required. Their mailing address is required if we're going to mail them a gift. Phone number may not be required. Not everyone wants to give a phone number. Email address is required so we can get in touch with you. How'd you hear about us? We really want to know that. So we're going to make that one required, and notes are not required. Actually, notes might just confuse them, so we're going to hide it. Clicking on that little eyeball. And attachments would definitely confuse them unless you had some part of the contest that they need to upload a picture. So we're going to hide that field too. Alright, we want, thank you for submitting the form, good luck. So it says thank you for submitting the form, good luck with this contest. I think you can even rename the submit button. Yep, submit my entry now. Yep. It's a little bit fun. So let's check out the form. I don't want to put my phone number in. And I heard about them from Google search. So I have submitted my form. Let's go back and see if it showed up. So to get back to my spreadsheet, I need to change my view. So now I'm on my grid view, and here I am. So if I want to share my form with someone, I go back to my form view. This is my form here. And up here in this little toolbar, it says share form. So this form is shared via a private link. So I can even restrict the password to it or only send it to certain emails. But we want this to be shared to anyone. Highlight it and copy it. And then you can open up an email and paste it, or paste it into a Facebook page, or send it places. You can embed the form onto your website. So I can even embed this form onto my website. So what I would do is I would get this embed code. I want to copy that. I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to add a section. And I would pick HTML. And I would paste that in there. Giveaway form. So you can see now my Airtable is in my website. So that's how you could use the embedding feature. But most of the time you're just going to share this link with your customers, or email it, or put it in your Facebook group. So that's how you share the form. That's how you get the form. And so you can pull up the form on your iPad when you're out at a craft show or wherever you are, and have them fill out the form directly from your iPad. So those are just ways to use the form. So that's how you get the form to other people once you make it. So I have entered the contest. I'm the only one, so I'm going to win. And so what's really cool is you can, if you have the upgraded version, is you can turn on some blocks and you can start to graph some things, like where did you hear from us, so you can start to see, like the graph would be bigger for if a lot of people pick Google search versus Facebook. So the blocks are kind of cool. They're not necessary at all to do any of this stuff. So hopefully I've showed you several different ways to use these forms, and you can take this information and use it as you see fit. And you can pull all this up in your Airtable app on your phone or your iPad, and use that when you're out and about to get your orders entered into your order tracker. So I appreciate you guys joining us, and I'm going to get off of here and look forward to giving you guys some more tutorials. Have a great night. Thanks. Bye.